Welcome to chess club. What even is chess? A board game, but definitely not a boring game. Here is Jeremy James to explain.
Chess is quite simply an amazing game. In fact, I think it's the only game I consider the perfect game. And what is perfect? That's a pretty subjective term, but for me, in the context of this, in the context of talking about chess, it has to do with the contrast between how simple and accessible a game is to how infinitely complex the battles can be when playing that game.
Thank you, Jeremy. To make sense of this bizarre world, we need to take a look at a few world champions and go some 50 years back. It's 1972, and the whole world watches Boris Spassky and Bobby Fischer play chess. It's the PvP showdown of the century. East versus West. Soviet Union versus the USA. Bobby wins.
Now look, you've defeated Boris Spassky, and you're the champion chess player of the entire world. Now, what is there beyond that? How do you top that?
Now a champion, Bobby becomes more demanding.
They're going to have to increase the prizes if they want me to play. Once I get the title, they want me to play a match for the title. I'm not going to just play for what their minimum prizes are.
He asks for bigger prize money, and when the organizers said no, he simply didn't show up to defend the title. At some point, he joined a cult called the Church of God, then went to ditch them because he was getting fan letters from a Hungarian girl who wanted him to play Boris Spassky.
It was a 19-year-old Hungarian chess player, Zita Reiksani, who brought Fischer back to chess.
Do you think he's still as handsome now?
What do you think?
Bobby simply couldn't refuse an offer from this 19-year-old girl who somehow managed to set up a multi-million-dollar chess match in Yugoslavia. In the 90s.
This is the order to provide information and cease and desist activities from the Department of Treasury, Washington, D.C., August 21st, 1992. So this is my reply to their order not to defend my title here. That's my...
He wins the rematch, and with it a couple of $1 million, travels the world, spending money, enjoying life. But he's wanted by the US government. So Iceland steps in and gives him the citizenship, and he dies there in 2008. Anatoly Karpov.
He's a very original character among the gallery of great chess players in chess history.
The man who inherited the title in 1975 and held it for 10 years, nowadays mostly known for beating a 3-year-old. He isn't that interesting, I guess.
Technically winning position. He's just exchanging pieces now. It's all over. Put your king on the square. What's the queen takes g4?
Garry Kasparov. The man who defeated Karpov is about to meet his biggest opponent. The boys from IBM built a chess bot, and in 1996 they want to test it. So they put it against the best in the world. Garry wins. But a year later, the machine comes back for a revenge. Beating the world's greatest player, deeply traumatized by this event, he now holds talks about AI and machine learning.
Deep Blue was victorious, but was it intelligent?
Jokes aside, he's still considered by many as the greatest chess player that ever lived. Meet Magnus Carlsen, the Norwegian chess prodigy, beating Karpov, scoring a draw against Garry Kasparov, and becoming the world's youngest chess grandmaster when he was only 13. Truly out of this world character. 10 years on the throne, he made it look easy. His biggest enemy though, beer and Twitch.
You want a celebration beer for that game? Anybody?
Yeah. All water. Give sobriety a chance, guys.
GG, just resign.
Resign, mother. There we go! think you're so cool sacking the exchange? Well, guess what? I'll sack it back, mother.
Being on the top for so long, achieving everything there was to achieve in the chess world, in 2022, Magnus decided that he will not be defending his world championship title. He is simply not motivated, not hungry anymore.
I feel like it's my time to go from the world championship matches. I don't rule out return in the future, but I wouldn't particularly count on it either.
But you know who is motivated? This guy, Hans Niemann. So motivated, in fact, that many people actually believe that he has a supercomputer hidden up his ass. Including that security guard who is thoroughly checking it.
It was started once, said Frank. Yes, our chief arbiter, Chris Berg, is the chief arbiter for the ladies. Yes. Right. And Arena is like, come on, come on, let's get going.
And you see there's somebody else being wanted in the back as...
He has a reputation of being toxic, but so does every Twitch streamer I know.
How am I this good at this game? How am I this fucking good? My fucking god. Get fucking down and bow down!
Now, to be fair, he did get called for cheating and received a lifetime ban from chess.com, but he's turned a new page and he's now suing people for millions of dollars for making these wild accusations, and who knows, he maybe even sue me. All of this started when he beat Magnus, and Magnus actually added fuel to the fire, and we were at a point where late night hosts, YouTube personalities were all guessing what is up Hans Niemann's rectum. This guy came up with a theory, and it includes a lot of buzzing and vibrating.
More or less to prove a point of how stupidly simple it is to cheat at a level like this if you wanted to. And if you know what this is, some might call it the chess.com plug, some might call it the Lee Chess plug. But this is a tiny chess computer that is completely waterproofed inside a silicone sock that you can ominously turn on and start playing chess. But in the interface, I have a little input that allows you to put a valid AN number. So any valid chess move, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not, but once that chess move is in, this piece actually just starts vibrating. So if it's pawn, it buzzes once. If it's knight, it buzzes twice. If it's a bishop, it buzzes 3 times, etc., etc.
The thing is that in these first 2 games, I know my opponents are playing terribly, you know? I'm like, what are these guys doing? I thought they're supposed to be top players.
My humble opinion on this whole situation is that he is not hiding anything in his asshole, he is just the asshole who happens to be a very good chess player.
Chess speaks for itself.
Is it something special doing this against Magnus, Hans?
Controversies in chess are unfortunately nothing new. Boris Spassky complained about radiation poisoning in the 1970s. Chess bots are just getting better and better, some might say smaller and smaller, but this is nothing new.
Who knows, maybe the world of competitive chess play just isn't that dramatic.
Anyway, I leave you with that. Please subscribe and I will hopefully upload more often.